repeat that. Hello again. So the point of this problem is, what does a BAC value mean? So if somebody measures my BAC and they say, hey, you got a BAC of 0.15, what does that mean? Like, I know it's above the legal limit for being able to operate a motor vehicle, but really, what does it mean in terms of the alcohol in my system? That's what I wanted to get at with this question. So let's break it down. And there is a 90% chance that a problem like this will be on the final exam. So pay close attention. So important things about here is this opening paragraph. When we say a BAC like 0.08, that's slang. It's not really proper. So if someone says a BAC is 0.08, what they really mean is 0.08%. They just don't use that percentage. That percentage is a measurement of grams of alcohol to grams of blood in a person's body, is what that percentage measures. So remember, what does the percent symbol mean? The percent symbol means divide by 100. So a BAC of 0.08 really means 0.08 out of 100. And again, that is the grams of alcohol versus grams of blood. So in this case, if somebody said, okay, well, how much alcohol would somebody have per every 100 grams of blood? Well, that's exactly what I have on the screen. If I said per 100 grams of blood, then a person would have 0.08 grams of alcohol. So this first fraction says there are 0.08 grams of alcohol for every 100 grams of blood. Why 100 grams of blood? Because that's what's in the denominator here. The first question says, well, what about out of 1,000 grams of blood? So all I have to do is change this fraction to be out of 1,000. So this is just my first read. We could call this like part 0. So for part A, I'm asked, what is the alcohol out of 1,000 grams of blood? And all I have to do is compare that to my fraction, which says a BAC of 0.08 would be 0.08. Oops. Out of 100. Now, this person had a BAC of way higher than 0.08. They had a BAC of 0.2. So I'm just going to rewrite this to be the 0.2. So if instead of 0.8, it was 0.2, then simply right here, that would just be a 0.2. And right here, I'm just going to erase that 0.8 and put the 0.2, right? This right here, 0.2 over 100, is the 0.2%. Now I just need to solve this. So I'm just going to rewrite it to look a little cleaner. What out of 1,000 equals 0.2 out of 100? Easiest way to solve this, you could cross multiply and divide, or since I'm dividing by 1,000, I could just multiply the 1,000 to the other side. So my claim is x equals 0.2 over 100 times 1,000. You could either plug that into the calculator or know that 100 goes into 1,000 10 times. 10 times 2/10 would just be 2. You definitely check that on a calculator. So if somebody has a BAC of 0.2, then there are 2 grams of alcohol for every 1,000 grams of blood. Right? 0.2 is to 100 as 2 is to 1,000. So So sometimes people are good at looking at percentages and they can see, oh, to get from 100 to 1,000, I would just multiply by 10. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the numerator. And I have a fraction that means the same thing and the number I desire right there. And then part B has to repeat this again, but they give us a different amount of blood. So the first time I did it, it was out of 100 grams of blood. Part A was out of 1,000 grams of blood. In part B, since BAC is alcohol over blood, all I really care about is how much blood there is. And there's 6,200 grams of blood. So I'm going to go to a clean piece of paper here. So again, I'm just going to write down what the BAC of 0.2 means. Right, that literally means 2/10 out of 100. In part B, they give me some information about the average male weighs about 200 pounds in the US, and they have about 6,200 grams of blood. Explain how many grams of alcohol a 200-pound male has in their bloodstream if their BAC is 0.2 or 0.2%. And the weight is important, but what's really important is the grams of blood, because that's what BAC measures. It's out of grams of blood. So for this problem, I would just say, okay, well, 0.2 out of 100, right? Again, that's alcohol over blood equals what out of 6,200? And again, it's the blood that I need to compare for the BAC here. To solve this, I would just multiply the 6,200 to the other side. So then my answer is whatever 0.2 over 100 times 6,200 is. And that should, I believe, be 12.4. I'm going to double check on my calculator.
Instead of timesing it by 1,000 like we did before, we would times it by his given blood amount.
Yes, correct. 6,200. Yep. Yeah, 12.4. And so the explanation is just the sentence there. What would my sentence look like? So I would say something like a 200-pound male BAC of 0.2% has about 12.4 grams of alcohol in their blood. Many ways you can word that, but I do want to include something about this male. 200-pound male would be a good way to word it. And then I should mention their BAC, because that's what leads to this right here. I don't think I really need to mention the grams of blood, but you could.